Hi, and welcome to Divine Goddess Tarot. My name is Jessica, and if you're new here, welcome. I channel in your Divine Goddess energy as well as your God energy, so your feminine and your masculine. And if you are returning, then you know what I do. And what we're doing here is tapping into that goddess energy and seeing what goddesses have a message for us to shine some light on our path and our journey. So let's get right into it. Welcome and welcome back. And let's see who is joining us and where we're going to go today. And then I will define it a little bit better with whatever story with tarot so that we can get a clear picture. So Freya is our goddess that will be joining us today in her message. And let's see who in partnership will be joining us to get a bigger picture. So I usually do about 2 goddesses, unless 3 pop up. No, that's too many. All right, that's just too many. Too many. I'm sure the goddesses didn't like that today, but that's what it gets to be. It's all I can handle. So we've got Sophia, Divine Wisdom. So I love these 2 together. The colors look really beautiful. You'll see that in the spread. But let's get a clearer view on who we're tapping into as far as who's deserving of some radical acceptance and divine wisdom. And that is something I love Freya, because she is the goddess of sometimes acceptance of even defeat. And that is a very empowering move. So we've got the 10 of Wands here. And so there's definitely been a big burden that someone is carrying. And we've got the 6 of Swords in reverse. So it's feeling like so far someone's feeling a little stuck with getting where they want to go. Whoop. Those flew out of there. So let's see here. And Ropes is definitely chewing away over there. He's joined us today. So we've got the Death card, we've got 3 of Cups in reverse, and the Lovers. Okay. So I'm seeing now more clearly that this is a love connection. And there's definitely right there. Yep, so we've got the 10 of Swords. Someone's feeling some defeat. We've got the King of Swords. We've got the 8 of Wands. So there's something coming in. And then we've got the 7 of Cups. Let's clarify the 3 of Cups in reverse really quick. All right, so we've got Wheel of Fortune, we've got 2 of Pentacles, and Page of Swords. All right. So something has happened with the relationship dynamic with the 3 of Cups. And I don't know if this is something that has to do with a friend, perhaps some news, but there is a death of something that's coming. There's, with the 3 of Cups in reverse, I feel that perhaps maybe some friends aren't supporting of this connection. And there's some nightmares coming up with this, with the 7 of Cups. Nightmares, uneasiness, perhaps it's all in your imagination. Perhaps your friendships have maybe saw something within that relationship, or they knew that person in the past, and there's stories, and this news has come in quickly, and now you're like, I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I feel a little bit defeated. I've already had relationships or things that have happened in the past that just hurt me so much that now my friends, they know this person and something has happened, and it's just, I'm feeling like you don't know what to choose. But there's always a but. And with the Wheel of Fortune here, I'm not seeing that this is a bad thing. I'm not seeing, I'm seeing that this is a success in something. And, everyone has a story, and everyone is a villain in somebody's eyes. And so sometimes I'm feeling like this is really something that you need to know. You need to go seek your own divine wisdom and radical acceptance that this is your journey. And if whatever it is that has come in of the gossip or the news or whatever, this is your experience with this person. And it's the same thing with whoever you're in partnership with. All my exes, I'm sure I'm the villain in their story too. Or the people they know that is in relationship with them. And I feel that because a lot of times we have this judgment that when something doesn't work or that person showed up badly in that relationship, they will always be bad. They will always be the villain. And perhaps that was their learning. Perhaps they did show up badly. Perhaps they learned the lesson and created something new. And I heard this statement a long time ago that said that if it's not the right person for you, or for a man, that they're not going to show up the same way for when they do meet the woman or the man that's in their life, that's supposed to be, or what they really want, or when they're ready. Timing is a really big thing, and the Lovers is showing up right in smack dab in the middle. So what that's telling me is that this is really something that you have to choose, but you've got to tap into that divine wisdom and radical acceptance that maybe someone has passed. Maybe they did, which we all do, and perhaps they had to show up in certain ways and find the death in that through their own growing and learning. It is sometimes hard to balance those relationships with those friendships, especially if they don't agree on who you're dating. And they're just not gonna. Everyone has their own path and their own choices and their own journey to make. What we can do is be a friend. And yes, if they come for advice, but really it's honoring someone and who they choose and who they love and who they decide to be with. And it is not for our knowing as to the why or whether or not we agree with it. So in reverse, it just feels like it can't really go anywhere with this energy. It feels very burdensome. It feels like I don't know what to choose. This seems like, it could be a nightmare. What if he does hurt me? He or she does hurt me. With this past, I just don't know. So with the King of Swords in here, it is he's very much the king of knowing and the king of direction and that thought aspect, that air element of sometimes we got to go with it, and we're never going to really know anything until we move into it and be in the moment. We don't know who someone chooses to be when they are with the person they're supposed to be with. this feeling like we're backstabbed, this is another thing. Sometimes relationships, yes, speak to someone with a good relationship for advice. Speak to someone like a therapist. Are we projecting old fears into this new one? There's lots of questions to ask ourselves for our growth and for our learning. The death card is here. Where there's an ending of a cycle, and perhaps this is it. Perhaps it's moving forward into a new chapter that you don't know. Perhaps this person will leave former ways in the past with seeing where they are in this moment of their journey. A very big question that I feel that everyone should ask their person that they are trying to be in relationship is, what was your contribution to the failure of your last relationship? I feel like that is such an important question, because if they answer, well, nothing, it was all the other person, for one, that is extremely narcissistic. Everyone has a part in the successful failure of every relationship, including you. And until we truly see that we are 50% responsible, then we can't really grow into a new way of being. If we are so stuck on that closed-minded that I didn't do anything wrong in the relationship, sometimes it's just accepting someone in our life that is the mirror of how we really are living ourselves. That is the accountability. I wasn't loving myself, so I attracted a narcissist who in turn showed me how I was loving myself by accepting that person in my life. That's huge. And because when you're in with someone so toxic, yes, but you also, when you are in, that in itself is information of how you contributed it. You contributed to having that experience. So there's lots here. I don't see that with the wheel of fortune. It could be karmic. Everything is happening in its divine timing, but it is going back to divine wisdom, knowing your truth, knowing that you've healed, and your friends don't have your truth for you. They really don't. All they can do is be good friends and support whatever choices you make, even if they don't agree with them. And that's truly what friendship is about. And if your friends are reflecting the same thing, I'll go back to a little bit of history for me. I accepted controlling, narcissistic, and true narcissistic traits, abusive traits, abandonment traits or I should say avoidant. And because that was also my upbringing. And so I had to look at my relationships as to why I identified those things with love. But ironically, and it's not really ironicism, it's law of attraction, I had a lot of friends that also reflected those traits. They were controlling, they were narcissistic, it was a one-sided relationship, and as soon as they couldn't control me anymore, then they left the relationship. Those are not your friends. Friends stand by you no matter what choices you make, even if they are extremely frustrating to watch people you love go through things. But that is love. That is unconditional love. Is there sometimes we have to take a step back? Yes. But truly it's showing us. So even in friendship, we are constantly teaching each other the reflection of being able to be love and accepting of journeys and other people's choices. So there may be some endings of some cycles, some deaths of some things. You will know that. You will know. Perhaps it's the death of you listening to everybody else's voice but your own. Perhaps that's that energy that is deserving of coming in, cutting it off, going and tapping into the Sophia energy, the Freya energy, and finding your own truth and standing in that strength. And it's going to be a balance. Friendships and relationships are very, very close. They really are. A lot of times our friendships are a really good indicator of also our love partners and what we're choosing. And they just essence on it, and they get away with it because we're not living with them or being intimate with them. So Page of Swords is here. New ideas, do it different, create some things that are new. I highly recommend I'm going to recommend a book today. It's called Attached. It's attachment theory for adults and why we choose the partners we do. It's getting to know why you do, and sometimes why that's that polarity of the push-pull. Very important to know someone's attachment style. So wisdom. Okay, let's read those, and then I'm going to grab 2 more of the other cards for the Just Breathe and open the doors to dreaming. So, okay, Freya. This font, I'm just dying. It's a 14, not 45. It's so funny. I am just always at no, it is a 15. Okay, that was just a blonde moment. All right, empowerment message. When you see life as a battleground, you lose sight of a more easeful way to be in the world. Can you stand in the middle of the chaos and allow yourself to center in the quiet hum of the eye of the storm? Let the peace of Freya, the Norse goddess of war, enter your mind. Amid the flurry of battle, she came to collect the fallen and bring them to a place of rest and recuperation. Freya is here to remind you that the acceptance of defeat is not the end. She offers the gift of acceptance, the knowing that there is nothing to resist right now. See your world at face value and look into it with discernment. When you see with greater clarity, not taking this world so personally, you will not have to fight at all. If you take full stock of your conditions, surrendering to what is, you can move to higher ground. Begin again and wait until the drama dies down on its own. You are the strongest, most grounded, and most powerful when you remember this. This is the strategy of the goddess Freya that offers your support. Failure, so the alignment message is failure and disappointment are parts of this life that few want to accept. Perhaps a job you want doesn't come through, a lover you thought was the one betrays your hopes and expectations, or maybe your kids are acting out. Maybe a long-term creative project didn't yield the success you dearly hoped for. Or perhaps you were hurt by someone for no apparent reason. Goddess of war and radical acceptance, Freya says, have no fear, this is only temporary. Now is not the time to linger in perceptions of low self-worth. Your alignment task is to accept the truth wholeheartedly and see your situation exactly for what it is. She will bring you a place of surrender when you have time to heal. Freya knows that you will emerge stronger and wiser. Only good will come out of this. Trust the goddess Freya is watching over you. He's got some fur balls, clearly. So, what I'm hearing from this and with alignment with this is that you've got to get really clear. Like, everyone who has a lot of things to say about this, you need to go within. You need to really use your wisdom to look about Step out of the drama, step out of all of the gossip. Turn this upright by moving to calmer waters, by just standing in your own knowing and in your own choices. Don't be afraid to fail. It's because there is no failure. There's only lessons. There's only learning. So now let's tap into Sophia for divine wisdom. And because I feel like this is perfect for that. It says, the empowerment message is human wisdom comes from personal experience. There you go. But divine wisdom is unknown to our life experience. When we ask for help, we are asking for guidance from source greater than us, a great unknowable mystery. When we receive it, it is often life-altering and affects us in ways beyond our comprehension. The Gnostic goddess Sophia, who brought the material world into being, arrives to show you how fate and destiny operate in relationship to synchronicity. When you least expect it, opportunities and meetings spring up as if out of nowhere. Your life begins to work out and you sense your alignment with higher purpose and power. Trust you are divinely protected and directed. Practice the act of faith before results. This is essential key in co-creating your world. Alignment message. When you are disconnected from your higher power, you begin to believe that you're alone. You alone are not the source of abundance in your life. It is wise to commit to conscious and deliberate daily connection to higher power. When you forget to do this, you may place too much attention on materialism, work, money, goals, and the like. The goddess Sophia reminds you the spiritual aspect and the invisible aspect, the essence of your desires, that means more than the form. You may be mistaking something false for divine guidance right now. It's time to come back into alignment and receive true divine guidance, devised from wishful thinking and ego attachments. Opening to the wisdom of the mystery of the universe is your alignment task now. Let the goddess Sophia guide you to your magic. The most meaningful and beautiful expression of yourself is waiting for you. I love this because it goes right back down to your experience and your journey. And I'm feeling that you really have to go in to just choosing what your choice is, and sometimes that's so very hard, especially if we're going against what other people believe is the right thing to do. If it is your truth, you must make it. There is something there for you, even if it is a lesson. So let's grab these really quick for Just Breathe. So a little bit of I feel like these are like little, I don't know, inner tubes that the goddess throws you with beautiful words, or little ways of just keep going. All right, this one. Never run from what you must feel. See what I'm saying? This is so perfect. This is the opposite of this energy in reverse. If you are wanting to go somewhere and journey somewhere, you can't run from it. No matter what anyone thinks, you've got to do what is right for you. And no one has that ability to say what's right for you other than you. All right, and another little beautiful nugget. And this one is open the doors to dreaming. Let's see. That one. When things change inside you, things change around you. Beautiful. So that could be that empowering move of you're going to see when you are authentically you and you make your choices. You're going to see around you who is trying to either control you, manipulate you to what they want you to do, or they're going to support you. And I really feel that is really important to see. Because remember, your 5 closest people to you are a reflection of you loving you. So I hope that this finds you in a place that gives you some light on your path and your answers. So thanks so much for joining me today. And please like and subscribe. And I can't wait to get in and see what the Goddess's message is for you tomorrow. So I'll see you then.